In the past, Boba Fett was content with his appearance being that of a scruffy, battle-hardened, deadly hunter. He earned every scratch and dent on his armor, and he displayed it with pride for all to see, especially his prey. Why does he now sport a newer, cleaner appearance? Today on Star Wars Fanatic. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. You can do so by either clicking my icon in the bottom right or by hitting the subscribe button just below it. Give a thumbs up to the video to show your love for the work I put into each and every video. Also, share the video with those you want to argue about Boba Fett with. Let's see if we can get this video to 1,000 views. I know I've done a lot of videos on Boba Fett lately, whether he is a Mandalorian or not, where he got his armor, and so on. Now that all of this has been established and he has become a solid character in the Mandalorian series, it's time to move on to some philosophical questions. I did my last video about the fact that Boba Fett stuck around to help Mando even though, by rights, he didn't have to. Yet he did it anyway. This made a slight change in the way we see Boba Fett as a character. Well, I have another philosophical theory that may lend credence to his decision to stick around and help retrieve the child Grogu from Moff Gideon and the Imperial Remnant. So I'm going to go back a few episodes of The Mandalorian. How many of you were excited when you saw Cobb Vanth wearing Boba Fett's armor step into the Old West style cantina in Mos Pelgo? Even though it looked a bit goofy on him and the armor was weathered and damaged like it had sat in a Sarlacc's stomach or something. Trust me, I was so excited. Why? Because I knew the armor and I knew the one who wore it must still be alive. Turns out, Boba Fett is alive and reclaimed his armor. It's official that the bounty hunter is a Mandalorian as well. Then it happened. He entered the scene in his old armor to clobber stormtroopers. Every gadget at his disposal was used. We got to see exactly what we thought he could do when we were children of the 80s. Still, something seemed off. And no, I'm not talking about his dad bod. I'm talking about the armor. It just didn't look right. Like this armor does not belong on this Boba Fett. I couldn't quite put my finger on it. Until the next episode. He emerged from the Slave One with his armor newly painted. Vibrant, bright, and fresh. The dent was still there over his temple, and there were still a few dings in the paint, but overall, this is the freshest we have seen this armor, since it was donned by his father, Jango Fett. But why did he decide to paint it now? He left it damaged for so long, and people saw who he was, and it helped make them fear him. They knew if Boba Fett were after you, you just might as well turn yourself in. And I'm not going to lie at all, my jaw dropped when I saw the new paint job. Not to mention, the black cloaks underneath the armor stood out and made it that much cooler. This was a new looking Boba Fett, and I could get used to it. But why? Why does this new appearance revive my passion for the character more than seeing him with the original paint job? Well, I have a couple theories that probably go hand in hand. Not just the markings, but the fall in the Sarlacc pit was an embarrassment, not just for Fett fans, but for Boba himself. The blind Han Solo struck Boba's jetpack on accident, activated the jetpack, and sent him hurtling towards Jabba's barge. Then he fell helplessly into the pit. To add insult to injury, the pit burped after it swallowed him. So yes, this could have been embarrassing. This was something I'm sure Boba would like to put behind him. He may still have a grudge against Solo for it, but we'll have to see on that one. However, he bears the scars on his head and body. His armor is the only masking he has of the event. This theory of mine suggests he painted the armor to remove the outer embarrassment of the whole incident. My second theory is a bit deeper philosophically. Like I mentioned earlier, and in my last video, which I will leave a link to in the description, Boba had the chance to take his armor and run. He made no formal deal with Din Djarin to stick around. The deal was Return my armor to me, and I will make sure nothing happens to you and the child." Before they could actually shake on it, though, the Empire arrived and all had to fight for their lives. During the fight, Boba found his armor in the Razor Crest. Instead of taking it and leaving, he stayed to help fight off the Empire. But the armor was not given to him by Din Djarin, so the deal was null and void. Not only that, he held his end of the deal with Mando that he would help return Grogu safely to him. He did not have to do this. Mando even told him as much. Here comes the deeper meaning to the new paint on Boba's armor. Boba seems to have a new lease on life. He is grateful to be alive, and in turn has changed his ways. He says he owes his allegiance to no one, but it seems he is enjoying the kinship he has found in Din Djarin. All stuff that I explained in my last video. However, I didn't mention the change of appearance. Boba is a new man with a new purpose and a new lease on his life. He still looks deadly, but he looks new. His new paint job and the black robes gave him a new appearance of a new man. The entire wardrobe is symbolic of the internal changes Boba has gone through. In my eyes, the new paint job has made him a little more sympathetic, and someone we may be able to relate to in the coming episodes or seasons, and it shows in his new armor. He appears to be as rejuvenated as he must feel inside to have his family's legacy back in his possession, and to be out of that Sarlacc pit. But, like I said before, he is a new person. Younger Boba would have taken his armor and fled, leaving Din Djarin to be stranded. He also would have killed him for refusing to give him the armor. He merely threatened the child. When Din asked to put down the weapons, Boba agreed. This new and improved Boba Fett has the potential to be more well-rounded than even his Legends counterpart. I did see another YouTuber talk about why he thought Boba repainted his armor. He had a couple good points, but I thought it's much more than that. A new look for a new man. Clean armor and a clean slate. Maybe I'm thinking too deeply about it, but I know that most times when someone wants to be a better person in our world, the first thing that shows is their appearance. They look better physically. The same with Boba Fett. I guess we'll have to wait and see if he rekindles his unsympathetic ways of the past and goes back to bounty hunting, or he will use his new look and his new attitude to move forward with being a Mandalorian with a real clan again. But we'll see what happens when a Jedi shows up on the scene. Okay, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. You can do so by either clicking my icon in the bottom right or by hitting the subscribe button just below it. Give a thumbs up to the video to show your love for the hard work I put into every video, and go ahead and share the video. Let's see if we can get this video to 1,000 views. Thank you for watching, and remember, this is the way.